Before the video starts, y'all, if you really enjoy and love sports, please hit the post notification and also subscribe to the channel for more content just like this. So my question for everyone is, have the Pacers' Black Magic and contract with the Night Sisters come to a close, y'all? If you don't know about the Night Sisters, that's some Star Wars lore, so you know, hey, infinite ball knowledge for all my folks. So let's kind of get into this though, y'all. Let's get into this game 1, game 2 recap of the NBA Finals. It happened over the weekend between the Thunder and the Pacers. The series is now tied 1-1 heading into Indiana, with another dominating performance from SGA and company with 103-107 win last night in game 2. For SGA himself, Jaron, he has now scored the most points in the first 2 games of a finals game for a debut from a player. He's passing AI, who had 71 in 2001. Wow. SGA himself has 72. So
wow.
He scored 38 in game 1, and he scored 34 in game 2 yesterday. And then obviously for the Thunder themselves, other stars contributed as well. Jalen Williams, he had 19 points himself. You know, we had a spark from the bench. Aaron Wiggins last night, he had 18 points last night and also had 5 threes to go along with it. Alex Caruso, he had 20 points himself as well, and then obviously just playing great defensively. And speaking of that Thunder's defense, they forced, in the last 2 games, they forced over 40 turnovers. In that game 1, even though they lost, and, you know, obviously by the hair of, you know, whatever black magic that you believe in and whatever that the Pacers are doing here, they had 25 turnovers in game 1, and that's all credit. We're gonna give the credit to the Thunder defense, and then they also had 15 in game 2. So in terms of the Pacers, they had 7 players in double-digit figures last night as well. Halliburton, he had 17 with 6 assists. He only had, but he had 5 turnovers, and that's something that's uncharacteristic of him, and we'll get into that as well. Siakam, he only had 15. Miles Turner, he had 16. Aaron Naismith, he had 14. Nembhard had 11. Mathurin had 14. McCollum came off the bench. He played pretty well. He had 11 points off the bench. And then Obi Toppin, he struggled in this game after exploding in game 1. He only had 3 points. So just looking at this this series, kind of give my thoughts, and then I'll send it over to you. Honestly, this series could have easily gone 2-0 in favor of the Thunder, honestly, if they took care of business in game 1, because, I mean, we mentioned it earlier, Jaron. They were up by at least 15, almost 20 points in each game. And then you even text me even yesterday before the game even started, like you were kind of wary of the spread, because, I mean, the Pacers have been 9-10 point underdogs these last 2 games in terms of the spread. And again, like I said, they've had big leads in these games, but they were able to close the game out last night, and they honestly looked like the deeper team. SGA himself, he was more efficient last night for sure. I mean, the other night he put up 30 plus shots, but he got 38 points, but he did put up 30 plus shots. In terms of the Pacers, though, Tyrese Halliburton, I mean, he decided again to be very passive early on in this game, as the same way he did in game 1. So I kind of want to just go into ask you, Jaron, how did you feel about these first 2 games of the NBA Finals so far?
I mean, man, they went exactly how I thought they would, to be honest. The first game, absolute black magic, because the Thunder, other than the missed assignments, the Thunder, they did their defense. They were on their thing. They were on their job as far as defense goes, and they were scoring the ball. I mean, SGA had, I don't know, would you say 36, 38 the first game? He did his part. It was literally just, you know, you just didn't close it out. Game 2 was what should have happened game 1, like you said. Exactly. And shout out to my GOAT Caruso. My boy was out there balling.
Hey, he's a former Laker, right?
Of course.
Yeah, so yeah, of course, yeah, I can see why that's a GOAT for you.
Where'd he get that ring from?
Hey, that is true. And then also, just like, if we're looking at this, just looking at this series in general, and like you said, we kind of already said it, and this has already been playing out in the Thunder's favor, because I think we both stated that this Thunder team matches up very well against this Pacers team defensively. Like, I mean, the Thunder came in as one of the top defensive teams in the postseason so far. I mean, they cause turnovers. They're havoc on the glass. They're havoc in coming into the paint. I mean, they made Tyrese Halliburton so passive to the point where it's like, you know, now it's like it's hindering him in that Pacers team. So if we look at it for the Thunder, what is it like? Like I said, like, you got Lou Dort, the Dort, like I said, I mentioned it last week, the Dort to chamber. Like he's putting the clamps on Tyrese Halliburton, and like I said, he's making uncharacteristic mistakes as a player. You don't normally see Tyrese Halliburton have 5 turnovers in a game. He's gone games where he had 15 assists, 0 turnovers, 20 assists, 1 turnover. Like this guy plays mistake-free basketball, but against this Thunder's team, it just looks like I don't know, like, and I think he's trying to grow in, like Tyrese Halliburton grow in, like he's starting to understand, like he's trying to go from a star to a superstar. But in order to be a superstar, you got to take over the moment that the tip off, like you got to get aggressive early. I think in those first 2 quarters, you got to at least jack up 15 shots. You know what I'm saying? Like before halftime, you got to have 15 shots, not when the game's over and you're like 9 for 17 at the end of the game. You know what I'm saying? Like for someone like Tyrese Halliburton, who does really well in the paint, like, you know what I'm saying? He's a really good player that when it comes to, getting into the paint, and he's very tough. He's very tough, in terms of like trying to guard him. And what was it? Passing out, because like I said, he's one of the best passers in the NBA for sure. But I think when we look at it, that Thunder's defense we got to give them credit. We have to give them credit. They've been putting a lot of pressure on Tyrese Halliburton, and it's just forcing him to do, make, very silly, like really silly mistakes in that sense. So, and my question for you is, how do you think Indiana can get Halliburton involved early in the game, in game 3?
He's just got to be more aggressive. That's all it is. It's really just about his aggression, because he can get whatever he wants. I mean, even though through the first 3 quarters he only had 5 points last night, in that fourth quarter he had 12. He was able to turn on. It was late, but he can do it. He just has to, like you said, from the jump, get up a good amount of shots in those first 2 quarters, get warm, get ready. So that way, when it comes to the third and fourth quarter, if it comes down to crunch time, he doesn't have to, gear himself up to make those big shots. You're already warm. You're already ready. You got to be ready for those moments. And to get him involved, it's all on him. It's not a matter of what the coaching staff has to do or the other players around him. It's just he has to take the initiative to go out there and get a bucket.
Yeah, and I mean, and like I said, the coach said, Rick Carlisle, he's no stranger to the NBA finals as well. I mean, he got a hefty ring over there, taking the Dallas Mavericks in 2011 to beat, the big 3 over there, actually, with LeBron James and all of them back in 2011. And so I think the other thing, too, is just like, you mentioned it, too, just like Halliburton, he needs to just like really just come into his own shell and just like really just get off to a fast start. He genuinely needs to get off to a fast start in this game 3 coming up, and this team just needs to stop. They need to stop spotting points. That's what I think they need to stop doing. They're down 19, 20 points almost every game in every series this postseason. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Obviously, they've came back and stuff like that. But when you're playing a team like the Thunder, who are the best team in the NBA, and it's proven, record wise and everything along those lines, you know what I'm saying? Like you just can't spot a team like that points. And you can't first of all, like I said, the bench last night, Alex Caruso had 20, and then Aaron Wiggins, he had 18. Like, you can't spot 38 points to the bench on top of SGA having 30 plus points himself. Because if you give up 68 points to 3 players, that's not gonna go. Or 70 almost, 70 plus points to 3 players. It's not gonna end well for you. And like I said, you can't just keep doing that. If we look at that Pacers defense too, they also have they've been playing pretty good. Full court. They're playing full court press majority of the time on SGA. They do it against all superstar point guards this whole postseason. So they're trying to do the wear and tear SGA. But as opposed to when they had the Knicks series with Jalen Brunson, the body physique between the two, SGA is a lean guy. He's a very lean guy, and with him, it's just like you're not gonna see wear and tear with him. So just looking at that, it's definitely. It is troublesome. It's troublesome to see that the Pacers are spotting 15 plus points, getting down early, and then again with Halliburton, not turning up until the fourth quarter. You can't always do that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Especially against SGA. He's the MVP of the league. Right. You know what I'm saying? You can't spot, and they're the best team in the league. You cannot spot a team like them all these points and think the Black Magic's gonna save you. You know what I'm saying? Right. So
well, let me ask you this. So what we've seen with the first 2 games. What do we think now? Are we thinking 7-game series, 6-game series? What are we thinking?
Look, the Pacers are a really good home team, but the Thunder are actually a really great road team. Obviously, they got 68 wins on the season. You can't get 68 wins from just being winning 41 at home. You know what I'm saying? So the Thunder are still a really good road team. So the Pacers need to like really just like think about this in that sense. Like, look, I'm playing the best team in the NBA, and they need to come out. They already stole game 1. They stole game 1, so they got home court advantage still. They need to come out in game 3 again. Halliburton, he needs not be as passive. You know, if you want to be a superstar, I get it. You want to be a superstar point guard who passes first, that's fine. But at the same time, you got to get your shots up. And I know you want to get everyone else around you involved and get them up going. Because again, like I mentioned, all their guys average double-digit points regardless. Like they got 6-7 guys that can, you know, do that. So I think overall, they got to come out in game 3 a little bit more aggressive, I think. More particular in Tyrese Halliburton, and then also you gotta at least put some type of containment on SGA. I was watching what was it, Nightcap last night, and then it was with Unk with Shannon, and then also you had Joe Johnson on as well, and I think you had Jermaine O'Neal. They had those two as the host or the guest. And they were talking about how possibly they can trap SGA, but because already like the pressure when he gets inside, when he drives, like whoever he's up against, he has the most confidence in the world. He's gonna jack up shots regardless. But I think maybe if they trap SGA and probably try to double him a little bit more in this upcoming game, that's something we can definitely see. But in terms of like this series though, I don't know. I think if it keeps playing out the way it's playing out, with the Thunder having 15, 20-point leads and just pure dominance, like I said, I can see this probably getting finished up in 6 games. What about you?
I think it could be a 5 or 6 game series at this point, seeing what I saw in game 2. Because, it should have happened in game 1. Quite literally, game 1 was black magic. I'm not going to hold anybody on that. Game 3 and 4, even though it's in Indiana, if it's the same way the first 2 games went, I don't see Indiana having the luck to be able to make those big comebacks every single game. It's not possible. It's not likely. That's for sure. So I think it could be done in 5, honestly.
You know what? Like I said, I completely agree with you because, like I said, it could easily have been 2-0 right now. It could have been 2-0, and we could have been looking at possibly looking at a sweep here. Honestly, right. The way the Thunder, they're just well coached too. We gotta give credit to the coach as well. They're very well coached, and again, as a defensive team, we can't undermine that defense as well. Like I said, they're one of the top teams defensively in the postseason. So it's like we can't undermine that. We can't undermine the coach as well. And then again with SGA, he's gonna get 30 plus points. It seems like he's already averaging 37 this series already in the first 2 games, which is ridiculous already. So it's just more so just like slowing him down just a tad bit. Create more turnovers. You know what I'm saying? They got to be more have more opportunities defensively. This Pacers team, I feel like create more turnovers. Get to the glass more, you know what I'm saying? They got out-rebounded last game, too, so I think by, almost 20 rebounds, I believe it was, or something along those lines. And in game 1, I know they had, what was it? I think they had, 50 plus, 50 plus rebounds, and then in game 2, they only had 35. So that 17, rebound, differentiation, it's something that's problematic for sure because they had a lot of second chance points in game 1. Yeah. That was the main thing. That's what kept the Pacers, in this game. And if the Thunder keep minimizing those second chance points and also that fast break offense that the Pacers have, like you said, this series can end in 5 for sure. So yeah. And but I want to hear what you guys think as well. Like I said, game 1 and game 2, they just finished up. The series is tied 1-1. Where do you think this series goes from here on out? Game 3's on Wednesday. And it's going to be in Indiana. Will the Pacers be able to, steal those 2 games at home, or will the Thunder, close the series out by game 5? So thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please let me know what you guys think down below.